welcome to Cold Hard Trash CRT episode 68. I'm your host, Trashcan Jones.
And I'm yawning Breeeg, your fellow host.
Yeah, we had quite an eventful day that we are now recovering from a little bit. It's part of the reason why we don't have the camera on for this episode, because we are a bit haggard. We had a fun night, though.
You forgot your glasses. That's why.
Okay, I didn't want to. We get this whole conversation about we can make whatever lore we want, and then you're just gonna no-butt me in the first fucking thing I try to bring up.
That's not lore.
Yes,
it's not lore.
We can tell them whatever we want. They don't gotta know. Yeah, I forgot my glasses.
Nah, I'm rejuvenated. I ate 2 McMuffins and an iced mocha from McDonald's today.
That's fuel. That's
strong.
We had a fun night, though. We went out on a boat on Navy Pier, got to watch a fireworks show. It was like a friend of a friend's boat, so we basically had the whole thing to ourselves. It wasn't like, one of those tours where we're just with a bunch of strangers. It was just our group of friends. Mm-hmm. Very, very fun night.
There were 2 dogs.
There was 2 boat dogs. Yeah, one of them was a small guy that just loved being held like a baby, and the other one was just a cool guy chilling around.
It was also the last fireworks for the season.
Yeah.
Because they do Saturday fireworks at Navy Pier every Saturday for the summer. And I think they used to do Wednesdays. But I'm not sure if, I think they did, but I don't know if they still do it now or whatever. But yeah, free fireworks show. It was a perk of living in the city. It was a weekly fireworks show.
Pretty sweet. We had a good time sitting on the boat. We were staying on there till like 3 a.m, ordered White Castle to the boat. Pretty sweet.
Docked boat.
It was a docked boat, yeah. Not like a guy in White Castle and a jet ski came out. It was docked. But it was pretty fun. It was pretty much, we were thinking about getting food and we're about leaving and they're like, well, we're going to get White Castle. I was like, we got to stay for White Castle on a boat? Like,
yeah, right? I mean, it's on a boat.
It's the coolest shit.
We saw our other friend on a boat.
Yeah, our other, not that he like wasn't invited or anything, but he's just a part of a yacht club, I guess, and was out on his yacht that night. Just not on his yacht, out on a yacht. I assume he doesn't own the yacht. Fuck's sakes.
It was smaller than our boat.
Yeah, yachts can be like, your little personal yacht. It's got like...
But now I wonder what the definition of yacht is.
I think it's like got to have the sleeping cabin, right? To where it's like a living thing. I don't know though. I could, because the only thing I remember is in the game The Forest, you can go into what's literally called, it's a landmark, the yacht. It's like a docked yacht just kind of off the shore. And it's basically the same thing like he was on. Small little boat, but it had that little downstairs and a sleeping cabin. What defines a yacht, though? That's a good question.
But yeah, unfortunately, we didn't have any cannons or cutlasses or ropes, so he got away this time.
Yeah, no, he got away scot-free. It's defined by its pleasure-oriented purpose, larger size, and amenities. So it's bigger than a dinghy, and you can sleep. It's got amenities.
I guess. Cool.
As long as it's bigger than a rowboat, you can just make it a yacht, I guess. I don't know. Or a kayak.
So they didn't have this on the boat, but did you ever see those videos of like the stabilized cooking surfaces?
I don't think I've seen a video of it, but I can envision what you're talking about, where it's like gyroscopically
it's
stable.
It's on a hinge, yeah, and then as the thing, like, as the boat tips like left and right and stuff, it stays perfectly flat, or it tries its best to stay flat with the gravity.
Sounds cool. I've never seen that.
It looks scary as hell. It looks like your oven is like freaking out on you and jumping around like it's haunted.
But no, it's counteracting all the forces. It's being just perfect.
You're the one jumping around. You're haunted.
I'm surprised that there's not like technology to just like make a boat and then have the whole inside just be like, on a gimbal, basically, to where you don't feel it. To where it's just like everything is just kind of stable. I feel like that'd be kind of a crazy thing to pull off, but that'd be the easiest solution to be like, oh yeah, no more boat sickness because everything's just going to be stabilized around the cabin. Or at least around,
but getting in and out might seem crazy because like the way that it'd be shaken compared to the door.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just in to out and then that's it. And you just shut the door behind you and then everything's normal again.
In a pod.
As we got to talk about that, I just felt a little bit of swaying, like we were back on the boat again. It's just weird how I got used to like having to reorient myself, but now I haven't in a while.
Well, ain't this planet just a big boat in space?
Essentially, yeah. Aren't we all just boating through life? It's all just one big boat.
Not an allegory. It's a boat.
Basically a big space boat.
Yeah.
Weird shape for it, though. I guess not the weird shape. We're like the only shape we can be.
Coast to coast. That actually makes a lot of coast to coast.
Yeah.
Like, different coasts.
It's one of those things. Is it like a sphere just kind of what Earth kind of has to be with all like the gravitational fields and everything? Like it couldn't be a square, otherwise it'd be like shaved down to a sphere eventually.
So the technical term for the shape of the planet isn't, I believe it's oblate spheroid.
So not perfectly spherical?
It's not perfectly spherical, but
Makes
it's
sense.
generally sphere shaped because
Yeah.
that's just how gravity works. Is a function based off of the distance from the center of mass.
Right, and when you look at the gravity waves, it makes like that watermelon-esque shape of just like the big curves, top and bottom, or not gravity wave, magnetic waves.
Yeah. So yeah, like if it was like square shaped, then like yeah, the things all the way out there would be probably either they would be pulled closer to the center of mass. And compressed, or they would be flung off because there's not enough gravity to hold it on. So that's why we don't have square planets.
So Super Mario Galaxy lied to me.
They did. They lied about a lot.
Sons of bitches. I gotta go talk to Satoru Iwata about that. Gotta have some conversations about his space realism.
And once you finish your life, then you get to play as Luigi. I don't think that's true.
That'd be sweet though. If your second life, that's heaven, is just you get reborn as Luigi. I mean, like, you're not Mario.
We'd have a lot more Luigis around here.
Yeah, I mean, that's feel like it's one of those things where, like, you know, you're not Mario, you're not the main guy, but you're still having to do most of the work, and you don't get a lot of the credit. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. I feel like a lot of people are Luigi in life, you know. So it could
They also have less
allegory.
traction with the ground and can jump higher.
I mean, yeah, you haven't tried. They tried. You ever seen the movie
Fair
Shaolin
enough.
Soccer?
I haven't. We talked about. I think I've seen part of it.
It's basically just these guys who like used to be like really good Shaolin monks, like so much so they were able to do like all that physics defying stuff, like walking on air and all that. But then they eventually have to leave that to go lead normal lives because their school closes. But then they're like, all right, well, we can get our school back together if we win this soccer tournament and use our old like Shaolin skills and whatnot. So
I heard it's one of them wacky movies.
very wacky. I forget why I got talking about it though. What were you mentioning before that?
How Luigi, if you're reborn as
Luigi's flutter
Luigi, you
kicks.
would have, you'd be able to jump higher. Flutter kick, flutter jump, that is a Yoshi thing.
Doesn't Luigi do like the same thing though, where he like kicks his feet and kind of
He does kick his feet, but that doesn't give him any height. If you get the feel on the controller and stuff, he just happens to jump higher. It's floatier, less
Gotcha.
traction.
Well, the point that I was going to make was in Shaolin soccer, they don't believe in their Shaolin skills that they still have them until they try. So maybe nobody knows. Just go try to Tobey Maguire some buildings. Maybe that flutter kick will work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
If you've been feeling like a Luigi in life, maybe you've got some untapped potential.
Exactly.
We never got to talk about. I've been wanting to bring this up. Aliens. What are your thoughts on it?
You had to bring up aliens.
I have to bring it up because I need to know your stance on it. Aliens are just first of all broadly, are they out there somewhere?
I think it's impossible for there to not be some other form of life in the galaxy. We have found evidence of bacteria on other shit.
I'd agree.
So I think it was like evidence of like life on other planets and stuff. It's very rare, and it's like
Water on Mars is the most recent one, right?
yeah. Well, the most recent one was a Mars thing where it's like this type of erosion is only from bacteria.
So
So
that's
like
actual
that's
life.
evidence that bacteria should have been there, but like
At
we
one
haven't
point,
seen
anyway.
the bacteria.
Right.
I think we have seen bacteria on a meteor, but I'm not too sure about that.
Pretty sweet. All right. So
Yeah, there has to be some type of life out there. Now, intelligent life, that's another question. I personally think it's likely.
likely intelligent life. Okay. So now, what are your thoughts on the whole just contactability of them? Do you think they have been here? Do you think they want to be here? Do you believe in any of the they used to contact the ancient civilizations type deal?
So, I don't think we've been contacted by aliens. I think we all have pyramids, which is the big evidence that people bring up. Everyone made pyramids. It makes sense to make a pyramid. It's a stable structure. It's a triangle.
There's also like a bunch of the Egyptian technologies they find of like the weird like perfect carvings that they're able to make that are like you wouldn't be able to carve in such a way. I'm not exactly an expert on it.
We just don't know how they did it.
Right. And it's one of those things where like how do we not know that we've done it as such an advanced society?
There's other shit that like we just all like don't know.
We just advanced in a different way than their society, is the way I see it. Like, we just didn't, invest in the same technologies that they did, whatever they were. So the same way they would look at our technology, we look at theirs. Like, when is this shit?
Yeah, we lost how to make Roman concrete for quite a bit, and then someone found a recipe.
Well, why specifically Roman concrete?
It's just different concretes have different, features to them, different attributes, and, how much they absorb water and...
That Parthenon's still standing, so shit.
Yeah, right? So I think we just recently figured out how to do that again. There's this one weapon called Greek fire, which is very similar to napalm, as people tell it.
Is it like a chemical substance that's just flammable?
Yeah, it's like a thing that the Greeks use. Yeah, and it's like they'd shoot it out on other... It was a sea warfare thing.
Oh, shit.
So you would take your ship, and then you would blast Greek fire on them, and then it's like a sticky, flaming substance would be all over your ship.
Yeah, and you couldn't swab it off or anything, and then the fire would spread because everything... Yeah, wow, that's pretty awesome.
I think we still don't know how they did that.
That's crazy.
So there's a lot of... I don't think, the Greek... Or, aliens gave the Greeks Greek fire.
No, it's one of those things where, especially as we learn more about ancient civilizations and things that have been gone, we've kind of learned that they are a lot more of open-minded, pondering the universe, and used a lot of psychedelic drugs and things for their rituals. So they might have had really deep thinkers. And we think about the philosophers and stuff back at the time, that might have been pretty normal shit for a guy like Socrates to just be preaching that. And so when you think about that, maybe they just had some really good ideas that we haven't had yet. Maybe that's... You think of the biggest thing that people always want to bring up is I guess there's a carving of in Egyptian times of a big guy with a monkey in his lap, right? And it's that's evidence the aliens came down and they did something to the monkeys and turned us into us. But it's what if they were just really doing drugs, thinking about things, and they saw a monkey and were like, that's kind of like a little guy like me. What if the gods got that guy and made him like me? Write that down. Somebody write that down.
Yeah, well,
that's also just as
cultures
plausible.
Have that type of thing with monkeys. In Japanese culture, monkeys are pretty personified. The classic "see no evil, hear no evil, do no evil."
Right.
Those are those are human traits.
And
do evil is a human idea.
And and monkeys do have that kind of capacity to do evil and to kind of
talked about it
smart.
Before. Yeah, they're just ripping off fingers and shit.
Yeah, they know they have that capacity. And it's a very natural thing for a human to see something that's kind of like it and be like, huh, why is that? And try to just think of reasons for it. And it didn't have to be aliens came down and did something. Maybe that was one of the reasons way back when that they thought of could have been. Doesn't mean that it actually happened.
Are you familiar with the stoned ape theory of consciousness?
Isn't that the doubling of the human brain size or whatever? When they think that at one point the cavemen just started doing mushrooms or something.
Yeah, the idea is that consciousness. I don't know about doubling the brain size, but consciousness arose from ancient humans. I
don't know. That's one of those things I just hear repeated sometimes in clips of that's a thing that happened. I don't know anything about it.
You do not need to stand on the table.
We don't have the camera on, but the cats are coming out to play. Mr. Suzu.
Big boy.
Big, long boy. Just stood right in front of your drink I think I'm supposed to be here.
It's time for you to hang out with me.
Yeah, now he's gotten all comfortable with me because he was probably prowling around in the night while I was sleeping checking me out.
You should have pretended to sleep, and then he comes up to you, and then you spook him. And he'll never care about you again.
Hate me forever.
Yeah.
He's cute.
Yeah, little scaredy cat, and then once he's comfortable, he's like, pet me.
Yeah.
Now.
Do everything. Just give me a little head bap, give me a little wiggle on everything. Just give me the little pats on the butt. Mm-hmm. Likes it all.
Yeah, stoned ape theory. My take on it is sure, why not? but also kind of why.
Yeah, there's really like it's one of those things, just like olives and grapes. Like it kind of makes sense if you just don't
You're
really think about it.
You're the only person I've ever met.
Listen, you look at an olive, it's the little guy. You look at a grape, same little guy. All right, if you put whatever that red thing is into the grape and then just stick it in some pickle juice. Who's to say you won't get an olive? You've never tried it. I don't think many people have.
The little red thing in the olive is a pimento.
No, so you put isn't that a bean?
No, pimento. Bean? You're thinking of pinto bean.
Ah.
Pimento is a type of like pepper. And they have this cheese called pimento cheese, the caviar of the South, which is sort of like a cottage cheese type deal with pimento pepper in it. I was in North Carolina for a trip, and I actually want to talk about that later. But I did try pimento cheese, and I was like asking like the diner lady, like, hey, what's like a thing that I can only really get here? She's like, pimento cheese. I'm like, okay, cool. I tried it. I wasn't really a fan, but I had like different ideas of what it was going to be. Yeah. I thought it was going to be like this sharp, like complex, musty thing. But no, it's cottage cheese with pepper.
Yeah, it just seems like it's like a slap together kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I tried it again. I appreciated it more when I had my expectations set properly. But yeah, so aliens... definitely bacteria out there. Definitely life off of the planet.
But they've never been here. You don't think so? I don't really think so either.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever made contact with aliens. Now, there's a couple of theories as to why. Like, because the whole thing is like, well, if we are this advanced, and we're like sending radio waves out and all that stuff,
why aren't they doing that to us?
Yeah, like there thinks there should be another place that is also doing that. There's the idea that maybe like our particular area is like a dead zone.
Could be. We got that. Don't we have like a big asteroid belt around our solar system or whatever? That's like kind of hard to.
The asteroid belt is pretty much like in the center of the.
Oh, it's in the center of the solar system.
It's like from the center of the solar system to the edge. It's midway in between there.
Okay, but there is something that could. I think that's the biggest problem of like us traversing outwards. So maybe also a problem for them coming in.
The main thing for us traversing outwards is like the distance. Like it takes like maybe like I don't know 7 years to get to the edge of the universe or the
solar system.
Yeah,
Damn.
Universe.
7-year space journey.
Could be shorter than that. But they have 2 different satellites that have been sent outside of the solar system total.
What they doing?
They're out there. They're just collecting stuff. Maybe it's a message.
Oh yeah, there's that one that has like the Beatles record and shit we sent, right? Just kind of sent it in a general direction.
I thought that was a satellite, but no. That was sent out, I think, in a general direction.
Yeah.
There's a satellite with Stephen Colbert's DNA on it for reseeding the planet in case we go extinct and some aliens want to make humans again.
Why did Stephen Colbert do that?
Signed up for it.
All right. Is it just his?
No, there's someone else. I just don't remember who. I just thought it was ever since ever since Stephen Colbert started doing those Trump impressions every goddamn episode, like 8 years ago, I have not been the biggest fan. I just got really I liked his shtick of being like a fake Republican. Like that was his whole thing on the Colbert Report.
Yeah, and he would never really even cover too much political things. Like he would have his one like point that he'd make, but then he'd also make fun of like Taco Bell or like like actual just like a pop culture thing. So it was more just like a stand-up comedy routine than a political commentator. Yeah. Especially the Colbert Report on Comedy Central. Like that's what I was expecting out of it. When he became more political, I just kind of faded away.
Well, I mean, it was always supposed to be somewhat political. It was a talk show, but whatever. But it was really like, Trump got elected or like when he was running and stuff like that. And everyone thought, ooh, it's the best comedy in the world, a Trump impression. And it just so fucking tired of it,
Alec
dude. I got
Baldwin
tired
does
of
one
it
on SNL. I got tired of that
2
right away.
weeks.
Yeah.
All right, and like so, that's the things that he'd like put out, and everyone would be like, "Whoa,
Yeah, I can't believe you did that. Yeah, it's our president. That's crazy."
Yeah, and I don't even like the guy, but Colbert's comedy after that. I was like, they should take that satellite down.
We
should just be gone.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but this is a perfect example of comedy really doesn't have like a whole lot of limits. Because even though I'll agree with you that Trump impressions annoying, I'm always there for Shane Gillis's one. He does that so on the money and just so perfectly. It's just always the most hilarious shit. Just getting that, like everything that it's perfect. I love it.
But he has a lot of comedy that isn't that.
Right. That's he does
Colbert
it sparingly.
Particularly, it felt like the beginning of every single episode.
Yeah, that's the big thing is he does it sparingly, and he's not like trying to make that his hook. Like, oh, I'm the Trump guy. I can do the good Trump impression. Like he actually has a set with that. So that's good. Mm-hmm. That's very true. He's not like the same kind of just one joke pony. But I feel like a lot of that is a lot of their writing or is it show writing? You think if you're literally on. Because is it like networks like, oh, yeah, this will sell type shit? Or is it them legitimately thinking it's funny? Can't ever really tell with stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, you feel like a talk show host would kind of have, be in charge.
You'd say, look at Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, and so there was the Conan O'Brien show. There was a writer's strike going on. Mm-hmm. So they didn't have any writers. And they had it was like some interesting comedy for the...
I never watched that. I remember you talking about it, though.
Yeah, that my friend showed me. And it's like, sometimes when we're at rehearsal and we're like taking a break, I'll spin my wedding ring on the desk.
And just see how many spins it gets.
Yeah, well, I'll have like this lady in the booth time me. And we're going to go for a record today. And he spins his ring. And you just sit there and watch the ring spin. And then he did break his record.
Hey.
He broke his PR.
Pretty good. I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, it sounds awful, but it sounds like, when you're left to your own devices, maybe he got exposed a little bit there. Maybe he's not the funny man that everybody thought without his team of writers behind him.
Well, no, it was funny.
It's pretty.
String spin.
It's pretty.
He's got it. Conan was a writer for The Simpsons at one point as well.
Oh, really? He was himself?
Yeah, he was the guy in the room that always said, it'd be really funny is if after that thing fell over, it lit on fire.
Oh, really?
That's his thing.
Oh, I'm definitely not giving him enough credit then. Fucking A, I love that gag. That's like the best one.
They ended up doing basically the same thing in SpongeBob afterwards.
Yeah, and Squidward falls off the edge and just explodes in an atomic explosion with his bike.
Yep.
That's like the best gag ever. Homer Simpson pouring the cereal in the milk and it just starts on fire.
Yeah, right?
He just angrily looks at it.
Mm-hmm. I guess also, if we're doing some type of current event, Kimmel got fired recently.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
On his talk show.
It was his own talk show. You'd think he would have the control, but he gets, as soon as he says what he wants, what you think.
Well, there's the thing is that, like, he wouldn't get fired for that unless it was his own words.
Right.
Or at least he has some type of expectation of, like,
a certain delivery.
Being able to deny something like that from a writer. But, like, it has to be his own words if they cancel the show.
Yeah, I wonder if he like legitimately went off script, if they let him go off script and write his own thing, and they just kind of were like, ooh, or if it was just that one thing. Yeah, who knows?
Well, the thing, he didn't even do anything bad.
No, he was literally just talking about how a lot of people were trying to cash in and be like, oh, I really cared about this guy that I've never talked about or never mentioned before, and he was such a champion. Whatever your feelings are about the guy, I don't really want to get into all of that thing, but there was a lot of people just trying to jump in on like, oh, yeah, I'm sad too. Give me views for that. And it's not cool.
His particular criticism was that he was accusing the right-wing MAGA of trying their best to find who to blame to make sure that they...
Yeah, I'm on the grief grifting, that too.
Trying to find someone who isn't MAGA.
Right, doing everything they can to make it look like it's not one of them.
Yeah, that's the quote. And so, like, that isn't a lie.
Yeah,
it's just sort of like it, but yeah, it's nothing to do with Charlie Kirk, to be completely honest.
They're not even. They've talked about it the one time. I doubt they'll ever bring it up again. Of oh, I hope to have kept this secret and died of old age, or whatever that text conversation that they said was his. The assassins.
Which that was not the text conversation. We know that for certain.
It can't be. Nobody talks like that.
Yeah, no, they said they recreated it, and it's like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, it's literally some shit. I saw a meme of it of like, we don't have this note, but we can forensically prove that it exists. It's like I had my homework, but the dog ate it.
Yeah,
it's some what the hell is going on right now?
Our country's fucked. Dude.
Yeah, going in a not great direction.
But yeah, Jimmy Kimmel fired. Didn't
Unfortunate.
Even say too crazy. It was the FCC that put pressure on.
A lot of pushback,
Disney.
especially from celebrities. They're kind of outcrying to like cancel Disney Plus and whatnot. And I guess the most recent thing, I actually just read a headline that was Disney might be coming to the table to try and negotiate with Kimmel. To do something about his show. There's no details on it yet. Obviously, it's all just headlines and speculations. But something happened. At least there was a reaction to what happened, which is good. At least it's not just getting swept under the rug like, fuck them.
I was seeing people on Twitter talking about how they expect so many people to be canceling their Disney. Like, they think that a lot of people are actually canceling their Disney Plus and like their Hulu subscriptions because the site's crashing when they try to cancel it.
So they're like trying to not let people.
No, I think it's legit crashing.
Oh, like it's just a flood.
They just don't expect that many people to be canceling their service at once.
That's funny. Well, that's what you get. That's all. That's literally all we can do as consumers. If we can just choose not to
vote with your dollar,
right? Which makes me kind of happy that some games are trending in the backwards direction of coming out and being like a $50 release again. Don't hate that. Mafia: The Old Country, $50 release, brand new game.
I like
A1.
I appreciate that as well. Like, I don't like that the upper limit's been increased, but like at the same time, it's opening up. Like $50 is cheaper than they've been.
Yeah,
you know,
and
this is about the same quality as they've been in the last 10 years.
Right, and it's one of those things where there's really what's the demand to be able to, what's the justification to be able to have that demand for $80? It's like, are the games get that much graphically better? Did you add much more gameplay to them? Like, we're pretty much at a plateau for gaming, I feel like.
Well, the fact is that to produce it takes labor, and labor's more expensive.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And that's
labor's more expensive.
That's a complex
takes
problem.
More people to do it. So it requires more labor to do it with all these more complicated tools and higher fidelity and stuff that used to be put together.
But that's probably something that's, got a lot of bloat too. You think of a lot of these executives that are trying to like run video game companies, and they probably have like a 300-person development team, but then also 6 people in a closet make the best-selling game of the year. So there's got to be some middleman there of like...
Well, they did take 7 years to do it.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about, was that Silk Song specifically? I wasn't talking about that specifically. There's a lot of different games like that that just have a small development team, but they're dedicated, they're passionate, and they're able to make a good product. And even if they had more support, they could probably make the best product possible, but they should never get to that point. And then and the other side of that is, a mega monolith team like Rockstar or something that probably has hundreds, if not thousands of people working constantly and making all these different things. Video graphics, sound effects.
I wonder how expensive GTA 6 is going to be. Probably not 60.
Yeah, no, that's probably going to be. I think they already confirmed it's going to be an $80, actually.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I thought I saw that headline. I thought you were going to say how much would it cost to make. I was going to say it might go into the billion range. I
think GTA 6 would be in the billions.
Because
they are absolutely farming money off of GTA 5 online. If they could deliver on something similar to that, people are just going to keep on paying.
Okay, so there is no official release, but it's widely speculated it's going to be the $80 price point with the $100 increased version.
So with the whole pricing of those things, like $60 has been the standard for like two
while
decades.
now, yeah.
And then some games started popping up at 70.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo like right around that time was just like 80.
Yeah, fuck Nintendo, honestly. That sucks. A lot of the things that Nintendo have been making, the higher up decisions have been very frustrating. I don't like. I'm not a consumer of them, so it's just one of those things where like I want to go and get those things. Every time I do, there's bad stuff happening, and I don't want to pay $80 for my one game. And
yeah, but the idea that we have a friend who measures the value of games in how many hours of enjoyment he gets out of it.
Sure, that's fair.
Which is a utilitarian point of view. The utils is the literal term for that value of enjoyment. And so, if you can get 60 hours of enjoyment out of a $60 game, that's $1 an hour. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Could you get 80 hours of enjoyment out of this game?
Out of a game like Grand Theft Auto, I could see.
80 hours in Grand Theft Auto is like definitely doable.
Definitely doable. Something like Mario Kart World. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's with online play, maybe.
Well,
but
so I didn't
really
spend
like
$80 on Mario Kart World. I spent $50 because
nice.
They have it's $449.99.
Oh, to come with like a deal with the Switch
for the $449.99 for the Switch 2, and then $499.99 for the Switch 2 plus Mario Kart bundle, and then DK was $70, not $80.
So they maybe not are going to commit to the $80 price point for all their games, because I can't see paying $80 for a Legend of Zelda game, just for example. Like even if you try to make it like big new Breath of the Wild, like there's just the content's not there. Even if you try to do DLCs, you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to get me on board for that. I think a lot of people aren't going to be able to get on board for that. Yeah,
I have I don't know, like the games that I care about getting this year. They're coming out. It's Pokemon, Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah, I wonder.
That's really it.
Is the new Pokemon? It's Legend ZA is coming out.
It's on the regular Switch as well.
That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah,
it
has the real time combat.
Yeah, but that's always been a weird thing for me. Especially, it was the big thing in the WWE 2K series. Weirdly enough, where like, they announced that they were going to have a release across the platforms and also the Nintendo Switch. And then everybody it was AEW Fight Forever. It wasn't the WWE game, because the WWE game just got the Nintendo Switch. It wasn't there the last season. But when they announced the release for the Nintendo Switch, I immediately got weary, because it was one of those things like, okay, so now you have to make a game for the Switch and then make a game for every other console, essentially. Because if you try to do anything else, you're going to have to strip so much from the game to try and make it work. It's basically going to be a port for the Switch if not the same exact game across consoles. And if you're going to have cross-play with it, too, like, it has to be the same game. And there's a lot, I try to like talk with a lot of different people, like both in person and online, who just wouldn't understand that. Like, what do you mean? People on the Switch are just going to be able to play the same game we get on PC. It's like, yeah, but the PC product's going to be way less of what it could be, because it's just going to be a Switch game. So I'm wondering if they're going to have a little bit of that with a Pokemon game of like, well, they're going to have to, whatever improvements they could put into the Switch 2, they're not going to be able to take advantage of fully, because they have to make it also for the Switch 1.
So the thing with the Switch 2 is that they have released free upgrades to certain games. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's one of them.
Right.
I've talked about this before, where they doubled the amount of spawns for Pokemon that can be active at once, and they fixed the frame rate and do it 60 FPS instead of 30. So they like spruce it up. Tears of the Kingdom has a Switch 2 version. I haven't tried it yet, but it exists.
So even if they sell that same game, it'll still be able to just get basically a firmware update or some kind of update to where it can take advantage of the Switch 2?
Yeah. So what I've been told is that
that's pretty neat.
So for the games that existed before the Switch 2, they do the free upgrade. For games that came out after the Switch 2 released, but there's a Switch 1 version, this is literally going to be different price points. It's going to be $60, which also Nintendo has been doing $50 for the cartridges for a while. I don't know if they're going to do it for this game. And then the higher price point, $80 for the Switch 2.
And
if you bought, and the thing is, if you buy the Switch 1 version, then you would need to pay for the upgrade as a download on the Switch 2. I don't like that as much.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that.
Different products, I guess.
It's not though. Especially if it's just going to be quality of life fixes like frame rate and other things,
quality of product
improvement. But it's not even like I don't know. I don't like
I disagree with it. I'm just saying, like, there are justifications for it that you could use.
Yeah, and I guess it's if you get a Switch 1 game because you have a Switch 1, and then eventually you get the Switch. You know, if you get the Switch 2, you just can't play your Switch 1 games on it. You still got to use the Switch 1, I guess.
You can. It would just be the Switch 1 version of the game.
Oh, and it won't. Okay, so you don't have to pay for the upgrade in order to actually play it on the Switch 2?
No, you would pay for the upgrade to get the upgraded version of it.
I still don't know if I like that. That's kind of annoying.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying, like,
stupid.
That's what they're doing.
Hey, Nintendo.
And stuff like that.
Oi.
But they got Mega Pokemon back.
Yeah, whatever.
They got Halucha.
Mega Halucha's pretty cool. If he has Ultimo Dragon colors, I'll be excited, but I'm not going to be a Nintendo consumer for a while. That's just confusing.
You're going to come over here, and then we're going to play Air Riders, though.
Yeah, I'm going to play Air Riders, going to play Mario Kart World, because that's fun as shit. The open world riding around in that game, it's exactly what I thought, what I wanted from it. Of like, oh, now I had that moment of like, I'm driving on the course, but I want to go somewhere else, and it's just, nope, off the course.
You just jumped off of the super high point and barely made it onto the next track.
Yeah,
going
just
into the water.
Keep going. Didn't even matter. I was just holding forward and drive, just doot. It was super awesome being able to traverse the world however I wanted in that cart. We didn't get to find any like the truck, the bus, or the helicopter.
Used the truck once.
Used the truck in a race, but I wanted to find it in like free mode.
We did find the helicopter. You just weren't quick enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They don't have the coin counter in free mode, so you don't just get like higher base speed. You're stuck at your regular slow-mo.
I think you're at 20 coin speed.
Are you? It felt slow, but maybe it's just because I was stuck at that one speed. Ugh.
Cracking open LaCroix.
Another room temp one for the boys.
Damn right. I always drink my sparkling water at room temp.
All your soap water.
It's good.
It tastes like hand soap. Not good.
It's limoncello flavor.
It's somehow
a different type of carbonation. It feels.
It's somehow worse than regular water, tasting wise. Carbonation wise, it's pretty good. I like the tingly.
I think it's fun. It's like regular sparkling water, a little jazz to it.
Little jazz.
My favorite of sparkling waters, though, is still like bottled Topo Chico, like just mineral water. Like I like the natural aspect of that. But this is just you take essential oil and you throw it in there.
Really?
Yeah, it's essential oil.
That sounds awful. That's why it probably tastes so bad.
It tastes good.
It's carbonated water with oil in it. That's not how you make drinks.
You derive the flavor with essential oil. That's an essential oil is like, I think it's essential in the sense like you can't break it down. Like it isn't like the flavor is a combination of like multiple different things. That orange essential oil it comes from oranges. That's it. You know that's where it is. It's essential.
Well, I don't know how you take one sip of LaCroix and don't realize they're doing it wrong or something's wrong, because it's bad.
That's good.
You're never going to convince me of that.
I don't appreciate the just saying it's bad. I appreciate the jokes of like LaCroix tastes like a truck full of strawberries drove by you.
It tastes like I got my mouth washed out with soap. It tastes like it's a little bit of like a little one pump of hand soap in the water, and then you just like, ooh, is that carbonation? Nope.
You need to try more hand soap then.
No, I don't think I will. I think the LaCroix can stay right there.
No, real hand soap.
Why would I do that?
We're gonna do the thing where it's like you get a box, and then
you have like the
different
straws.
Yeah, and one of them just gonna be soap water.
And I'll just go, oh, LaCroix, and then I'll drink another one and be like, why are these LaCroix?
Nah, we gotta do this. We gotta do this real test.
All right.
And you're gonna have to come up with. I'll tell you what it is in each of them. And you gotta set them down.
Dude, we'll just get different flavors of hand soap. I guarantee you, it'll all just taste the same exact as LaCroix. I'll do it to you, and you'll be like, oh, that's some pretty good LaCroix. That's limoncello right there. Be like, nope, that's actually hand soap and toilet water.
I would get it 100% right. I even had the fusion flavors that they used to have in the tall cans.
Ooh. Yeah, you drink coffee too, so I think your taste buds are just kind of like out of
You're
whack.
insane.
I think you just like got hit on the head
You're
real
getting
hard.
less and less people to agree with you. You probably had the masses on your side with the Lacroix thing, and then you're like coffee. And
did you bite your tongue when you were a kid and like just sever a lot of them so like you can't taste anymore?
I did actually burn my tongue on McDonald's hot chocolate when I was a kid.
So is that where the coffee
You're
thing comes
insane
from?
if you think
coffee
sucks. So who likes coffee?
It's not real.
Everyone likes coffee.
Everybody got tricked into it. It's a fucking industry. Big Coffee wants you to drink coffee. I'm sorry that you're falling for it.
You just can't appreciate a bitter note.
Nobody can. Nobody should be able
like
to. They're trying to rewire our brains.
Do you not like char on like a steak or something like that?
Yeah, sure.
Ribs?
I don't like when someone poops in a
bitter
cup.
notes.
I don't like when someone uses animal feces sieved through water to make a drink.
You're just insane. I'm not talking about this anymore.
It's just not worth it. It's it's terrible. The smell, the taste, all of it. I can't believe that people are getting tricked into drinking this. It's a whole industry. People need to wake the fuck up.
People just like it.
That's not true. They think they do. If you really think about it, next time you drink coffee, just really think and just be like, wow, this tastes terrible. Why do I like this? And then think about that question for a few seconds after that, and you'll realize the truth.
Well, at work, I get mochas.
Was that just coffee with milk?
Hot chocolate.
I guess. Why are you trying to ruin a hot chocolate for, though? Or a glass of milk, for that matter.
There's no milk in it. It's a fucking...
Well, there's probably milk in the hot chocolate. That's how you make hot chocolate, right?
It's powderized.
Powder milk, yeah.
Okay. But
it's either way. You're ruining it with the terrible... why?
Anyways.
Drink an energy drink you want caffeine, fuck sakes.
Anyways. Aliens.
Hey,
you don't think they're here either, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I don't think they've been
here. Do you
think
think they know we're here?
That's an interesting one. I don't think so, but it's always the kind of the weird coincidence that all of this alien talk started after the nuclear bombs and all that, I guess is like the whole thing. It's like that was the first UFO sightings were like right near after that. People are I don't know the exact connection, but I know that they are somewhat.
Yeah, I wonder if it was the bomb or I think it was
because there was the Roswell incident that wasn't too far. That's like the big famous one where it was in the papers that they found a UFO and then they were like, no, just a weather balloon or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I think the big thing was plane testing.
Right.
Like stealth bomber testing was the thing that caused everyone to start saying they saw UFOs.
That's what I think the biggest, most logical thing is. Because you think like it's a really... I was getting into the trash back there, a little trash rat. Yeah. It makes sense if you're going to develop like this new super cool technology, you'd want to test it in secret. You don't want to be like,
hey
guys, we got this cool technology. We might be stealth bombing you in the future. Don't fuck with us. You know, it's... If somebody saw it, shit, I don't know, weather balloon. If that wasn't sufficient, shit, maybe aliens? Sure. Like, I wouldn't doubt that from the government themselves are maybe putting out a little bit of who knows, it's a craft from, we can't deny that we don't know where it's from, but it's not of this world type shit. Mm-hmm. Just to, like, throw smoke in the air for everybody.
What was that one thing that, like a couple years ago, it's like, oh yeah, the government just casually... like confirms the existence of aliens,
of beings like not of this world, or whatever words they use. Yeah, that's I think even part of it. I feel
like it'd be a bigger deal if, like, I don't know, do we just not believe them?
Yeah, what reason do you have to believe the government these days?
Yeah, there's also that guy in I think it's Paraguay, that claims to have found a small meteorite that changed colors. And is now growing into what is basically Venom from Spider-Man.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
His videos of it that he's posting, like, constantly.
Kind of symbiote. That's sweet. Yeah. That's literally
I think it's fake.
Yeah, gotta be, like, AI-generated shit.
Then either we're fucked or, like, I don't know, the government...
That's literally... That's what Venom is, though, right? It's like a symbiote on, like, an asteroid that's just, like, all it does is eat things. Then, like, it crashes onto Earth and wants to find, like, the greatest thing to be able to eat. I forget what Venom's whole deal is. It's like he wants like a worthy thing to take control of, which is why he likes Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. But it was a little rock, and he said that he brought it into sunlight, and then it changed colors. Which, if it's a rock that's coming to hit the Earth, it touched sunlight on the way.
I was gonna say
like sunlight and atmosphere, whatever. He touched it with his hand, and then he placed a leaf on it, and then the leaf burned.
Oh, interesting. But his hand didn't burn.
Right.
That could be some AI though.
I just think it's fake. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
it seems to be very easy AI.
This guy is committed to the bit, and people are like, if you doubt it, we have no evidence that it's not real.
I guess, yeah. Other than the government,
fact that like we don't have evidence that it is real. Really.
Right? Nobody's out there checking. No, like government official. Even then, if the government officials were, it might make it a little more sus. Why you out there on some random dude's lawn?
Yeah, let me see who.
What about Bigfoot? I'm keeping on the conspiracies. You think we got Sasquatch out there? You think he was ever out there?
I think it's a guy in a costume. I think
that initial footage is, yeah.
That whole thing where it's like, oh, no human could walk like that.
No, the initial,
he
like...
probably could.
The very famous footage that was, like, I think, like, proven. The guy who, like, filmed it was like, yeah, no, it was just a guy in a suit. Like in a gorilla costume or whatever.
Alien news.
You looking up alien news?
Yeah, it's not... Oh, yeah. What's up with that tentacled alien growing from a meteorite in Panama, not Paraguay?
What's up with that?
Yeah, September 18th.
Huh. Yeah, it's just kind of growing like a little tentacle, man. Just kind of...
In a petri dish. On a plate, in a safe.
All right. Well, we might be screwed. He might be growing venom. He might give a Panamanian Eddie Brock.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's got TikToks of it.
That's crazy.
Look, did this guy paint a potato silver and call it a meteorite? From the looks of it, yeah.
Oh, shit.
According to Vice.com.
Yeah, that'd make sense. If potatoes grow crazy like that, if he's just like spray painting the roots black.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Damn. That's crazy.
I mean, it's
instant debunk though.
Yeah, it's the most recent case of like someone being like, oh, like here's an alien, found an alien, ooh.
It's no aliens.
Yeah, Bigfoot. I mean, we were watching that Mountain Monsters or whatever.
Yeah, they never found Bigfoot. I think they went after him one time. They went after Mothman. God, that was such a good show. Huckleberry and the boys.
Lizard Man, though. They totally shot Lizard Man.
They shot at him. They fired their guns into the river for a while, and then they were just like, well, at least we can go home knowing our job is done.
What did you do?
What did you do?
Chupacabras.
Chupamaflablas.
Are there any that you believe in at all?
No, I don't think so. Like any actual physical beings, like no.
So ghosts.
I don't think I believe in ghosts, but there might be something of like, I don't know, a spiritual nature to the world. I'm not exactly sure on where I feel on it though. It's just like whenever you get that like the feeling of like, you know, the instinct feeling, the gut feeling, like knowing you're being watched or something, like that is something. It's not exactly tangible, but you can feel that something is there. I don't know if it's necessarily like an afterlife, like you're feeling a ghost, or something like you're tuning into like your senses can feel something, or like maybe it's magnetic fields or something like that. Who knows? I have no idea.
Maybe just false alarm.
Well, you're right, but what even makes like the false alarm signal ring? How are you even able to feel that? What is that you're feeling it?
Oh, yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, like I just learned the other day, we have like crystals in our ear that are like balanced in a certain way, that are like suspended in fluid. And if those get knocked over, that's what like really disrupts our balance. I mean, it takes like a certain bit of therapy to be able to reorient them.
I don't know anything about crystals. It's fluid.
I thought it was crystal. It could have been a crazy
hairs,
ass.
I think are called cilia.
Huh. Inner ear crystals. I thought I read about it. Inner ear crystals, known as autocononia, are tiny calcium carbonate crystals located in the semicircular canals of the inner ear. So yeah, we have little tiny crystals that help like orient our balance and are like all part of it.
It's just part of the fluid, I guess.
I had no idea. Crystals are a big thing with like resonance and frequency and all that, which also plays a big part in our hearing. Maybe there's something like tuning things that we can't hear, like dog whistle style, that bing off our ears, and that's how we feel it. I don't know. Who fucking knows?
Well, I mean, the crystals is probably just, you know, it's in the circular channels. Like that's balance. That is literally like where the hair, like the liquid goes over the hair for you to feel balanced, for you to feel your head turning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just part of that. I'd assume. I didn't know there were crystals in there though. Neat.
Yeah, I read that like I think it was like a Reddit Today I learned. It might have just been like a headline that I was like, oh, neat, ear crystals, and just kind of read it there for 5 minutes.
It sounds a bit hokey.
Right, that's kind of why I wanted to read it for a bit. And as soon as he called me on it, I was like, God damn it, I hope it wasn't like something that I just like, it was a fake article or someone was trying to school me. Like an Onion article that I got tricked on.
Yeah, someone trying to sell you crystal realignment in your ears.
Shit like that.
I was like, Jones.
I was like, damn it, I hope, because I didn't read super far into it. I just read to see like what they were and if it was real, or at least as the article said. Don't spend lots of time researching ear crystals. Oh, he's so long.
Anything to say, Suzu?
He looks so sad. Such a sad boy.
He's happy.
I know, but he looks
He
like
likes to get stretched.
he looks like such a scared, sad boy all the time because of his big eyes.
Yeah, you take his front legs and you just stretch them out like an accordion.
Nah. Like a sash just around you.
Yep. Yep. I have held him like a gun before.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Hold him like the front legs. That's awesome. Any other big conspiracy theories that you do believe in? Think we landed on the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why haven't we gone back?
Don't wanna.
Yeah, there's not really much up there, I'd assume.
Yeah. Moon rocks.
There's that one time, I guess there was like an experiment where we like shot a missile at the moon and it like made a big old noise.
No, it wouldn't.
That's apparently it did. Like the newspapers report that it did, but who knows of back then?
It can't. There's no air for the sound to propagate through.
That's why
space.
It's probably just one of those things. Like they've tried to make it seem like it was a big event. Like if you didn't hear it, then you weren't here to hear it, or whatever the hell. Like trying to make it like a big eventful story.
Why do you don't need that? And you just stick dynamite in a dead whale on the beach. Easy peasy. That's a story.
Make sure that whale gets on out of here. I love that they have the whole thing of like, we have contacted the demolitions expert. He has made sure that there will be none of the whale left for all this TNT, and they blow up like a quarter of it. It still ruins everybody's day.
The cars.
All the cars get crushed, and miraculously no one dies because there's like cars ruined, destroyed, like roofs collapsed. People can't drive home anymore.
See, I don't know about like conspiracies, like feeling like I'm ahead of these things. Some stuff like there's MK Ultra. It's like you see the CIA just be like, yeah, so it's been about 50 years. We did that. We put LSD in the water supply.
Yeah, like
it's not a conspiracy anymore. They just straight up did it.
Yeah, it's like you ever seen like The Men Who Stare at Goats?
No.
It's, I guess, this movie about a guy who was going to report on, I think it was, maybe he was trying to report on the Iraq War, or he's trying to report on this specific, whatever, like, part of the military George Clooney character is playing in. Apparently he got, during the 60s, there was like this actual military training of like trying to train like mind soldiers, of like using people to try and win fights without violence. Because like whenever they brought new soldiers in, they're always scared to fire guns and would use weapons really shitty. So I get the whole thing of The Men Who Stare at Goats was like they were supposed to be able to train them to eventually be able to do all this, what do they call it, where you like take your mind to a different place to be able to see something that while you're not there. I forget what that's called. The
astral projection? Yeah,
astral projection. They teach them to do the astral projection. Eventually, they get strong enough to like stare at a goat and just kill it. And it's just like and this reporter is like, and now in the 2000s finds George Clooney, who was like trained in the 60s, who's like this older guy now who goes over to Iraq and everything, and like he has this whole report of like, oh, all this shit of like training mind soldiers was real. They do all this crazy shit to the prisoners in Iraq, where like also they had like make them play Barney music and all that, and like also all this stuff about the mind prisoner or the mind training though. And then the only part of the story that the news published was like, oh, this is the way they torture prisoners in Iraq, is they play Barney music. Isn't that wild? But that's the whole movie, is the guy like, that's why I decided to like put the story for this movie. This is because I wanted all of this to come out and not just what got to the news.
Oh man.
But it's even then, like when you think of that, it's like, is that all the real story, or is it like this guy was like, oh, I could probably get a quick buck if I say this is the real story? You can never really like, to think of a lie that is complex would be kind of hard, you would think, but I mean, people can lie. People can lie. I like to believe The Men Who Stare at Goats is some true shit, though. They were training guys to cloud burst. And they had Kevin Spacey talking to his whatever spiritual friend Chauncey. This is
Have you
Chauncey speaking through.
ever seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut?
I have not. Oh, look at this little man. No, he likes his
So
chin
it's
scratch.
basically a movie about like a sort of sex cult type deal. They don't really go. I don't know. It's a lot of just sort of like strange imagery. It's by directed by Stanley Kubrick, who died after it released.
Oh, damn.
And a lot of people believe, which I think is quite reasonable, that he was killed for creating this movie about like a film pedophile sex cult. There wasn't many like references to pedophilia in the movie. It was just like a sex cult, but it's like, you know.
Interesting.
He was also 70.
I was going to say, he's also kind of an older guy, but do you think somebody whacked him because they were trying to expose people? Or might have been trying to expose people?
Potentially. I actually don't know how he died.
He's a real famous guy.
Cause of death, heart attack. Could be anything.
The CIA has that heart attack gun. Another thing, not a conspiracy theory. They brought it out in court. And that fucking, whatever that, like...
Heart attack gun?
Yeah, I showed you the picture of it on the podcast before. It shoots like a silicone capsule. It's just got like some kind of cuttlefish poison or something. And it just completely dissolves in the skin, the bloodstream, little needle hole. Die of a heart attack. Oh, let me look it up. It's either the CIA or the FBI heart attack gun. It's a real famous picture. And it's one of the things like, oh yeah, we have this. It can kill somebody. This thing. It'll kill somebody. It won't it'll make it look like they have a heart attack. They won't have a bullet hole.
Huh.
Right? And that's just something they had to this exists anyway. It's just like, wait, what? How many people have died of heart attacks that were important figures?
Yeah.
We got to run this back. Wait a minute.
I guess conspiracy theory that I believe in is the killing of the whistleblowers for Boeing.
Yeah, that's a really spooky one. Wasn't one of them literally say like, if I die, then it wasn't suicide? I was killed by Boeing. Like, he left a note like that. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
You think that would keep you safe, you know?
It definitely wouldn't keep you safe, but you think it would let people know, like, to look at Boeing, one of the biggest defense contractors who might have, a reason and lots of stake in not going down.
Yeah, but it's not even like they were fucking up defense things.
Right,
you know,
but still.
It was like the commercial airplanes were
It's a bad look. If you got your...
It is a bad look, yeah.
If you got your planes falling apart, who's to say your defense things aren't going to be falling apart? What is to say your defense things aren't as up to the same snuff?
True.
That's probably what the Boeing officials are all just in meetings like, no, trust us. The missiles aren't like the planes or whatever the fuck they make. The pod defense systems aren't like the planes, we promise.
My cat figured out how to knock over the mic stand.
Did it 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
What a little goofer. About time.
It's about time. Call that an end. Bit of a somber note, but hopefully hopefully Boeing gets what's coming to them. Hopefully no more people die in plane crashes.
If you liked this episode, please harass Jones for his attacks on coffee. I don't even care about the LaCroix part. He's just an insane man. He's
if you want to be wrong in the comments, come and be wrong. Coffee is not a drink. You guys are all just hooked on line and sinker.
Call his workplace.
It's just drugs.
Call his workplace.
It's just drugs. You guys are all just hooked on a local drug dealer, and you're
Call
going to be
his church. Get him kicked out.
I don't go to church.
Yeah, not anymore.
See ya.